Hey, Aries, pull up a chair. I'm talking to the fire in you, not just your sun sign. This month isn't a random weather pattern, it's choreography. September asks you to move with precision, punch with intention, and rest like a professional athlete between rounds. You're sprinting towards something real, and the cosmos is laying down both a runway and a rulebook. Let's set the scene with plain English before we go deeper. September brings two eclipses, one early in the month that stirs feeling and memory, and another late in the month that disrupts plans enough to reveal which ones are actually worth keeping. There's also a rare second new moon, what some call a black moon, in Virgo that acts like a quality assurance audit on your habits, health, work, and systems. Translation: the universe just handed you a clipboard with check boxes, a highlighter, and permission to say no to anything that doesn't serve the mission. Now, Aries, here's the psychological weather report. Your inner engine is strong, but your dashboard lights have been flickering. Fatigue when you try to do 12 things in 6 hours, irritation when someone moves the goalposts, and a quiet sense that your life needs a sharper narrative arc. That's not failure. That's feedback. This month wants you to tighten 3 bolts: structure, boundaries, and breath. Structure is your anchor. Virgo energy is famously picky, but it's not nitpicking, it's strategy. If you've been improvising the logistics of your life like a jazz solo at 160 BPM, September is a metronome. Block your days. Batch your tasks. Put the hard stuff in the morning when your fuel is high. This is track coach astrology. Anything measured gets faster. Think of your routines as the scaffolding that lets you build higher without wobbling. 5 days of disciplined effort followed by 1 day of non-negotiable rest will beat 3 weeks of "I'll get around to it" every single time. Boundaries are your oxygen mask. A simple test: if you return from a conversation feeling smaller, heavier, or full of static, that's not a relationship, it's an energy tax. The early month eclipse asks you to refund your attention from anyone or anything you've been financing with your life force. You don't have to be unkind, you do have to be clear. "I'm not available for that," said once, calmly, is power. With Aries, tone matters more than volume. You don't need a speech, you need a stance. Breath resets your brain. Your nervous system is a transmission. Stress is gravel in the gears. 2 minutes of slow nasal breathing before a call, a 5-minute walk when you feel that shoulder tension creeping in, a real lunch away from the screen. Small rituals, big returns. If you want a mantra for the month, exhale the noise, inhale the signal. The Eclipse Duet, what they're really doing in your life. Early month lunar eclipse, it's like a backstage purge. Old scripts dash: I have to hold everything together, if I slow down, I'll fall behind, I must be the strong one, get put under proper lighting. You may feel a swell of emotion, not because you're weak, but because your system is finally safe enough to release what it has carried too long. If a memory surfaces, let it. If a tear shows up mid-emails, trust it. Emotional housekeeping clears cognitive bandwidth. This isn't indulgence, it's maintenance. Late month solar eclipse plus black moon, this one fiddles with your calendar to show you where the rod is. Expect a plan to shift, a colleague to reschedule, or a "we need this sooner" message to arrive precisely when you've already booked your day. Don't panic or personalize it. Use the disruption as data. Where do you need a better buffer? Where can you automate? What can you drop without consequence? The goal isn't to keep every ball in the air, it's to only juggle the ones that pay dividends in meaning, money, or momentum. Your houses of focus, 12th and 6th soul and systems. Astrology aside, think of it like this. The 12th house is the quiet room where your deeper motives live, the 6th is the workshop where your tools are stored. September asks you to visit both daily, morning in the workshop, tasks, schedules, money mechanics, evening in the quiet room, journaling, meditation, solitude, honest review. 5 pages of what actually matters tomorrow, at night will save you 2 hours of chaos by noon the next day. Career and money, the strategic sprint. You're entering a high leverage window. The energy, timing, and visibility are primed but not for scattershot effort. For career Aries, here's your winning formula. 1. Pick one flagship outcome for the month. 1. Not 4. Secure the promotion. Close the client. Ship the product. Write the proposal that repositions you. If everything's a priority, nothing is. 2. Create a 2-tier to-do list. Tier A, tasks that move the flagship outcome, deadline-bound and measurable. Tier B, maintenance tasks, email, reporting, admin. Work Tier A in time-boxed deep focus blocks. Tackle Tier B after lunch or after the day's primary block is completed. Your brain's prime power is finite, spend it on leverage. 3. Expect a gatekeeper. You may face a manager, interviewer, or client who tests your clarity. Meet that energy with calm specificity. Here's my approach, here's the timeline, here's how I'll mitigate the risk. Cool competence is your signature flex this month. 4. Protect your mornings. Your mornings decide your money. Phone in airplane mode until the first deep block is done. Yes, really. If something is truly on fire, they will find a fire truck without you. 5. Build a calm system for cash. Freeze elective spending for 21 days. Auto-transfer a set amount to savings every Friday. Tally subscriptions, cancel 1 or 2 you've outgrown. Small moves, big compounding. If you're job hunting, treat each interview like a case study. Research the person across the table. Prep 3 concise stories, a win, a failure turned lesson, a time you built a process from scratch. End with one question that shows strategic curiosity: what would a home run result look like 90 days in? That one line separates contenders from tourists. If you run your own shop, the end of the month may bring a difficult client with outsized opportunity energy. Hold standards. Over-communicate deliverables. Draft and sop from the chaos so you never have to reinvent the wheel again. Your future self will hug you. Relationships, warmth with clean lines. Aries love is direct. You don't do passive-aggressive, and you don't do endless subtext. This month, clarity is kindness. If you're partnered, schedule parallel play, individual hobbies, separate friend time, solo afternoon adventures, then reconvene and swap stories. Autonomy oxygenates intimacy. If there's a recurring friction, run the 3-sentence fix, name the behavior, name its impact, name your boundary without the courtroom tone. When X happens, I feel Y, I need Z going forward. Then stop talking. The power is in the pause. If you're single, your magnetism rises when you're in your lane doing your work exquisitely. Don't contort to be found. Build such a life that anyone who enters understands they're joining something already meaningful. Late September favors a spark that starts with shared learning, workshop, class, lecture, even a volunteer day. Look for eyes that light up on the same sentences yours do. Health and rituals, performance, not perfection. Virgo season spotlights systems, especially for body and brain. This isn't about moralizing food or demonizing rest, it's about engineering recovery so your engine can do what it's designed to do. Win sprints. A few precise tweaks go far. Hydration as a job, not a hobby. Front load water before coffee. Your focus will sharpen within a week. Strength plus walking. 2 or 3 strength sessions plus 8-10k steps most days. Aries bodies like to feel capable, your mind follows. Sleep boundaries, no doom scroll within 90 minutes of bed. Park your phone across the room. Give your nervous system a curfew. Information diet, monitor what you ingest: news, shows, conversations. Your muscles hear everything your eyes see. Feed them wisely. Mindfulness, the practical kind. No incense required, unless you want it. The 12th house emphasis this month: loves brief, repeatable rituals. The one-page evening, jot the top 3 wins, the top 3 tasks for tomorrow, and one sentence about what you're grateful for in your own behavior, not luck. This builds self-trust in layers. The breath before reply, one slow exhale before you answer the annoying message. Aries are quick. September honors the Aries who is deliberate. The reset walk: when you can't think your way to clarity, walk your way there. 10 minutes. No headphones. Let your attention land on shapes, colors, and the pace of your feet. Buddhist leaning wisdom, Aries style. In Buddhist language, clinging is suffering; in Aries language, forcing is friction. September's deeper lesson is non-attachment to outcomes without abandoning excellence. You train hard, you aim true, and you release the arrow without micromanaging its flight. Compassion begins with how you speak to yourself when you miss. Begin again beats I blew it every time. And yes, generosity counts. 5 sincere compliments this month: no fluff, change the texture of your days. Where you send goodwill, you unclench. Humor, because you need a grin too. Will plans change late in the month? Probably. Will someone try to bring you a last-minute emergency that is really poor planning wearing a red cape? Absolutely. Your line: I can do great work fast or I can do great work right. Which do you prefer? Watch chaos, sit down and take notes. Signs for the chosen ones among you. I don't throw this phrase around, but some Aries reading this will recognize themselves in it. If you've been quietly crafting a body of work for years without the applause you deserve, September brings a clear click, a mentor's nod, a contract, a breakthrough idea that organizes everything you've been doing into a single, powerful lane. Call it the chosen one's moment if you like. It won't look like a lottery win, it will look like recognition, the world finally speaking the language you've been fluent in forever. The Year of Triumph 2025 checkpoint. Zoom out for a second. If 2025 is your year of triumph, and for many Aries, it is, then September is the checkpoint where you upgrade the operating system. You're not just getting more done, you're getting it done with less friction, less self-doubt, and cleaner alliances. That's what triumph looks like up close, not fireworks 24/7, but an elegant machine you can trust. Tactical lists you can actually use. Your focus 5 for September. 1 flagship goal with a date on it. 2 a morning deep work block protected like a newborn. 3 1 boundary conversation done early, kindly, and clearly. 4 a weekly administrative hour where money and logistics get handled. 5 a Sunday reset calendar, meals, priorities, and a promise to yourself. The say less, win more phrases. I'm not available for that timeline, but here's what I can offer. That's outside scope. If you want to add it, here are the options. Let's write down the next 3 steps so we both leave clear. You'd be amazed how much conflict collapses when the path is written. A note on envy and comparison. Aries usually competes with themselves, but September can ping you with comparison. If someone else gets a flashy outcome, run the quiet audit: do I even want their life or just their moment? Often what you envy is the sensation of certainty, not the specifics. Use that signal to double down on your own lane. When you feel the urge to scroll and compare, redirect into action: 1 email sent, 1 page written, 1 set completed. The fastest cure for comparison is progress. Love, Redux: when to fight, when to fold. Fight for a relationship when both people are willing to change, in public ways, not just with promises. Fold when respect is the ransom. If you're deciding, give it until the new moon at month's end. Clarity likes fresh starts. Spiritual practice that suits fire signs. Try this simple 3-part mindfulness at day's end. Bow to what you built, even if it's not done. Forgive what you fumbled, without dramatizing. Offer the next day to something bigger than your ego. Call it purpose, call it dharma, call it legacy. Fire needs a hearth. Ritual is your hearth. What to watch for, because foresight beats hindsight. A late month pivot that looks inconvenient but prevents a larger mess. Bless it. An authority figure who seems cold but respects competence. Win them with clarity, not charm. A friend or colleague quietly jealous. Stay kind, stay boundaried, don't shrink. Aries FAQs, September edition. Q. What if I'm exhausted before I even begin? A. Start smaller than your pride prefers. 10 minutes of the big task. A single paragraph. 1 outreach. Momentum is oxygen for fire signs. Once the flame catches, you won't need pep talks. Q. How do I know which goal is the flagship? A. Choose the one that, if completed, makes the rest easier or unnecessary. That's leverage. If 2 contenders tie, pick the one with a date attached that affects other people. Deadlines create energy. Q. What if the eclipse reopens an old wound? A. Be the adult you needed back then. Speak to yourself out loud. Yes, really. I've got you. We're safe. We know what to do. The nervous system responds to voice, not just thoughts. Q. Is this a good month to launch? A. Yes, especially after you've cleaned the pipes in the first half. Use the late month turbulence to test your systems. If your plan survives September, it's a keeper. 3 small experiments with outsized gains. 1. The 6-line email. If it can't be said in 6 lines, book a call. Your future inbox will thank you. 2. Friday money hour. Reconcile, plan, adjust. Wealth loves a weekly appointment. 3. The 2-minute return. Put everything back where it belongs for 2 minutes at day's end. Monday you will feel rich in attention. If you're healing or awaiting news, trust that last-minute scheduling chaos can still deliver the right outcome. Ask every provider 2 questions. What would you do if I were your family, and what does a great recovery look like day by day? Write the answers down. Aries finds peace in a plan. Legacy thinking because Aries isn't here to live small. What story are you writing with your choices this month? The one where you run yourself ragged to be enough, or the one where you show the world what excellence looks like when it's properly fueled? Triumph is built from ordinary days executed extraordinarily well. Your Fire plus Virgo's method equals results you can bank. Before we close, a word to the chosen ones among you. You know who you are, the Aries who kept showing up when the room was empty, who built skill in the dark, who said no to noise so your craft could breathe. September is a door that opens not because you finally got lucky, but because the lock was always waiting for your particular key. Walk through. Don't apologize for being ready. Your 1-page September plan, stick this on your fridge. North Star, 1 flagship outcome with a clear date. Weekly cadence, 3 deep work blocks, 1 admin/money hour, 1 full rest day. Daily rituals, breath before reply, 1 page at night, 10-minute walk. Boundaries, 1 conversation you've delayed, do it in week 1. Renewal, a small thing that delights you every day. Music, sunlight, reading, even 5 minutes of doing nothing on purpose. And because we're friends here, yes, make space for celebration. There's a moment mid to late month where something clicks, a message, an approval, a sign you're seen. Let yourself feel it. Fire needs fuel, but it also needs wonder. If this spoke to you, tell me where you're watching from, city, country, or just on the go. It helps me imagine the circle we're building here on Zodiac Talks Tarot. Subscribe if you haven't, not for algorithmic vanity, but because we were walking a year-long arc together, and momentum loves continuity. Share the video with that one Aries who pretends not to need advice but secretly appreciates the map. Aries, this is your month to marry heart and habit, speed and stillness. You don't need to become someone else, you need to become more precisely yourself. The world isn't waiting for perfect plans, it's waiting for your particular courage executed with craftsmanship. Consider September your practice in both. The Year of Triumph 2025 isn't a headline, it's a sequence. This month is one of the important ones. Light the candle, sharpen the pencil, open the calendar. Then do what you do best, begin.